Hey, this is the One Boom, and welcome to another episode of Mindset. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the differences between rage and anger. Enjoy the video. So I got the idea for this video from watching Daredevil on Netflix and streaming with Exclusive Ace, and I'll explain why in just a second. But first, I want to explain why I want to do this video. First of all, I have a little bit of trouble with my temper sometimes when I'm playing Call of Duty. A lot of that comes from the fact that I use really weird setups sometimes. I run around with suppressed sacs in hardcore, or the S12 with a target enhancer sight, just weird stuff. It is fun for me, it adds a new breath of fresh air into the game, but it does end up getting frustrating, and I do end up getting frustrated to say the least. So I want to start this off by basically explaining that I am not a saint. It's not like I never rage or anything, or get irritated, but there is a difference sometimes between anger and rage. Okay, so in an episode of Daredevil, one of Daredevil's mentors tells him when he's young that rage is an uncontrollable wildfire, but anger is a spark. This is something I'm trying to incorporate into my playstyle in Call of Duty, because when I'm angry, it's different than being in rage. Anger is a spark and it can motivate you to do better, and rage is uncontrollable, blinded, and just not at all useful. You can't really turn rage into anything, but anger can spark something. Also, when I was streaming with Ace, I was getting kind of irritated at the game, and somebody was like, you know, oh, the One Boom dropped a 50 bomb in that match, but dropped a year's worth of salt. Just saying, I was like raging a whole ton. I said in the stream, I said, don't confuse rage for anger, because I was angry at the fact that the enemies were winning. I was angry that my connection was a little bit wonky. I was angry at that, and so I pulled out one of my go-to classes and I just started kicking ass and dropping streaks, and we lost the game. Everyone had a bad time, but I led the lobby with the 50 kill game. It was anger. Even though I was kind of ranting a little bit, it wasn't rage, it was anger. I was angry at the fact that I was losing, and I used it in more of a positive way. I used it in more of a positive light. I took the anger and use it to spark some motivation to really try, because I was really getting tired of losing. So try this out. When you are angry, when you're starting to get frustrated, try to focus it. Have a mental image of you standing in front of whatever your problem is, putting your hand out and saying, stop. It could be pissing you off, it could be mildly frustrating you, you could be enraged by it, but you just put your hand out, picture yourself putting your hand out, saying stop, and then you focus on making sure it's no longer a problem instead of focusing on the fact that it is a problem. This is something that I am working on. This is something I think you guys should work on. This is something I think could benefit a lot of people. So just remember this. Anger is your spark, but rage is an uncontrollable wildfire. Something to think about. I'm not sponsored by Netflix or anything, but definitely, if you do have a Netflix account, I definitely recommend watching Daredevil. It's a great show. But just remember that if you ever see me streaming, or if I ever do live commentaries in the future, and if I start to get irritated, don't mistake anger for rage, because anger can be one of your most useful tools, while rage will just kind of leave you frustrated. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this. Share this with your friends, and yeah, I will see you when I see you. Goodbye!